Welcome to this QuickBooks 2018 tutorial for beginners. My name is Matt Hultquist with the QuickBooks University, and in this video I want to go through non-inventory parts or non-inventory items, how to use them, how to set them up, what you're going to use them for. Okay, so really briefly, I want to go to the item list over here. Okay, so I've got it up in my open windows, but you can go to the list drop-down menu and your item list. So the item list, these are things that you're generally going to bill for. So you have customers, you have clients, and these are the things that are going to show up on an invoice. Okay, so if you have a service and you invoice, a customer for removal labor, it's a service item that's set up, then you're going to put this on the invoice, and this helps you to categorize everything into your financial statements, and it's kind of a database so that every time you create an invoice, you don't have to, reinvent the wheel. All right. So non-inventory parts, people get a little bit confused by this. Okay. So non-inventory parts are generally going to be one of two things. They're going to be either something you buy specifically for a customer job, maybe over and over. So this is a construction sample company file, and they're going to buy lumber for specific jobs over and over and over, but they're not going to necessarily inventory this, okay? So these are items that you're not going to keep in stock. You're not going to sell, they have inventory parts, they have door frames, okay? They inventory door frames, but they're not going to necessarily inventory all the lumber that goes with it for all the jobs. So they have this as a non-inventory part because they're going to go buy it specifically for one job and then bill it to that customer, okay? Now, the other time that you're going to have non-inventory parts would be items that maybe go into other assemblies, okay? And you're not going to inventory them. For example, all right, let's say that you're a solar company. You sell solar panels and you have to buy a bunch of certain sizes of bolts, okay? Well, when you sell a solar package and you go and install that on somebody's house, whatever the case may be, you're going to use a certain number of those bolts. Well, you're not really selling the bolts. They just go into the final product. And so you're not going to inventory those bolts. They're just going to be a non-inventory part. Okay? All right. So let's go into one of these. Okay. I'm going to say electrical materials, and you'll see the type non-inventory part, the name. Okay, this item is used in assemblies or is purchased for a specific customer job. Typically, you're going to have that checked for a non-inventory part. Okay, description on purchase transactions and description on sales transactions. Okay, you can leave these cost blank, and you can leave a preferred vendor. You may have different vendors, but you do want to put in the expense account to where it goes, and the income account when you put it on an invoice, okay? So let me go through and let's set up a new one here. So I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna click new, and you're gonna say this is a non-inventory part, okay? And we're gonna say that this is bolts, all right? Let's say, do we wanna make this a sub-item? Let me look through here. Sure, we can make it a sub-item of plumbing fixtures. You can put in manufacturer's part number. You don't have to, and you don't have to put in a unit of measure. You can, but you don't need to. Okay, so this is used in assemblies or purchased for a specific customer job. Description, bolts. Cost, you can leave it blank because we may buy them from various places, but we are going to put them into an expense account. Typically, not always, these are going to be a cost of goods sold. Okay, so we're going to call this job materials. Okay, tax code, we'll say in this example, it's taxed, but we're going to leave the sales price 0 because we're not specifically charging for bolts. They go into a final product. Okay, so the income account is going to be, we'll say materials income. Okay, so you set that up, and there you go. Okay, we've got our bolts. Now, let's say that we get a bill from a hardware store for bolts, okay? And we are buying these specifically for a certain job, okay? So we can, what I typically like to do is we say that, let's see, if we have a hardware store, I know there's one in here, well, we'll just say 84 lumber, okay? And we're gonna say that the amount due is $25. Okay, we've got the items tab. Okay, so this is gonna be bolts because these are items we're buying. Okay, we'll say that we bought 50 of them. The cost was $25. Okay, well, let's see. Let me put in quantity 25, cost 1. Okay, so that matches the bill. Okay, and if we're buying this for a specific customer or job, we'll say that this was for Babcock's Music Shop. It's going to be billable. Okay, and you can put in the class. And we hit save and close. Okay, and that's it. All right, so non-inventory parts you are generally going to use if they are for a specific customer or job, or they are items that go into a bigger assembly, so to speak. Okay, so we might be putting bolts into when we sell a, I don't know, like a door frame job. Okay, and we need some bolts for some of the door hardware, whatever the case may be, and we will put that onto an invoice. Okay, so, and let me just show you real quick. So if we go to customers, and let's say that invoice for time and expenses, okay, and let's see, we have Babcock's Music Shop rental. We've got the $25 right there. That's right, you know, that is that we just bought bolts for. Okay, so then we can bill that specifically to the customer, or if we're creating an invoice, we can say that if it's not for time and expenses, we can create an invoice that just shows that we have bolts on there that are included in the package. All right, any specific questions, feel free to, you know, leave a comment below. Also head over to the QuickBooks University. We've got some additional free videos over there that will get you set up and running quickly. And of course, the full course where for paying members, I answer their personal QuickBooks questions. Would love to help you out over there. qbuniversity.org.